Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to another Anno 1800 hard mode edition. Now originally I wanted to go with my Mega City edition already, since traditionally I'm doing this at the end of summer and autumn, but since the next DLC is still a bit off and I wanted to really wait for the next DLC before I start my Mega City edition, we go right into another hard mode setting game. Now if you're new to this, well, let me tell you that I'm a big noob at this game, so you should lower your expectations. Just have a look at my last footage where we, well, basically lost a new world, the old world all at once, and ultimately lost the whole game to financial ruin. That is just how the game can also go. It is extremely hard, extremely punishing, and of course I like it that way to just see how far we can push it. This time I'm going with a bit different settings though, right? So we're going back into the sandbox mode there right away, with everything enabled. We're going to choose, of course, some new players there once again, also the banner of the cat. So if you're new to this whole thing, I urge you to watch one of my other Let's Plays where we probably will go a bit more into deep dive, as this one is a rather fast-paced, extreme Let's Play, more or less. We're going to mix things up a bit this time, so not Sunken Treasures again. This is for the big island for Mega City. I'm also not going with the passage for the difficulty settings this time, but we're going to enable the Land of Lions, so Africa, and with that the scholars and research that we can go with as well. I really want to use it for this playthrough this time. For my opponents, we are also going to mix things up this time a bit. So last time I was playing the trio Infernale, right? So all three female high-quality players, so Bente, Princess Jing, and Miss Hunt. This time I would like to use Carl Leonard from Malking. We're going to use Beryl O'Mara, and we're going to use the Admiral, Vincent de Silver. I haven't used him for quite some time now. And of course, we're using the Combat Overhaul mod. That means that all of these are being boosted massively. I'm also using the latest version of it, 0.14. With that, diplomacy is possible again, but what is not possible is hostile takeovers with shares. So we cannot take over the islands anymore with pure financial power. I have to use my fleet for that, even though I have to say the ultimate goal here is not to go for world domination, even though I'm trying. The ultimate goal is to survive up to the skyscrapers, right, so that we can build a beautiful massive city, and perhaps also destroy one or two opponents here. But we'll need to dive into item purchasing early on quickly to equip our ships for the maximum power. That is definitely going to happen, but it's not my ultimate goal. For the world, we're going with a random seed here. We're having a starting world. Let's just go for expert difficulty once again. We are going with a medium world size. We're going with a large island size. We're going to make the island difficulty hard. Fertility though is medium, and also the mineral deposits is medium. Archipelago is the map type. I'm going with this because this also allows the AI opponents to build up a bigger economy, right? If fertility is low, then the economies are just a bit weaker overall, and I would still like to have big fleets and big cities for all of that. The characters, as I said, are the ones that we just chosen. So Beryl, we got the Admiral, and we also got our Carl Leonard here. Faction, we got all the three traders available again. The pirates are on average. On hard, just don't do this, it's not worth it. Average with the mods, because don't forget, this is not the vanilla NPCs, this is modded NPCs, and the hard pirates are still broken. The author of the mod, Aces, he really doesn't want me to play this, and trust me, I've tried it, don't. And income is low, inactive upkeep is there, so everything here is set to the hardest. The only exception is building relocation. We actually have to pay coins, but I would still like to be able to relocate buildings, as it's just a way too important feature to miss out in a city builder. Quest frequencies on rare, by the way. These are the settings here. Starting condition, no ship, only a harbor with a very small starting capital, no revealed map of course. We are playing with the expert settings here then enabled, and of course with the combat overhaul once again boosted. It is very likely that we might also lose this one here, so I just have to warn you, lower your expectations. This is extremely hard. These AI opponents are extremely hard. We might also win by a landslide. I have no idea up to this point. We're playing in hard mode, modded game, and we'll just see how this one goes. I hope you enjoy this one. Before we start, I want to thank all my supporters as well, all my direct supporters, and all my viewers, and all my commenters, and all my people that like my videos. And with that, go, 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 go. Alrighty, and here we are now as the map is unfolding right in front of us. And what I can see right away is that this is going to be an interesting map, as we do have a river in the middle. That's definitely going to make some nice city building overall. Also, what I can see is we do have some oil deposits, of course. We got 1, 2 in total. We got 3 clay deposits available. We have 2 iron mines. We got potato, grain, and red pepper fertility. 1 copper, 1 limestone. That's okay. And 1 coal. I would have loved to get iron instead of coal or iron instead of copper, but it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. We're going to rename the island right away to Knuters. Hello Knuters, thank you for all your support. Amazing name on that one for sure. And yeah, the first thing, as always, we do need to get our economy up and running. And as we can see, the harbor area is quite big. All right, I'll take it. It's not the worst that I've had so far. We have only 25,000 credits right now, so we do need to be careful about how much we spend really. I can also not really build a bridge at this point, so I'm just going ahead here and we're just going to make a bigger road up there, right? So that's the 200 credits, and start building up our first smaller economy, which is going to be my lumberjack huts as always. We're also definitely going to see a bigger harbor area than in this area with the docklands and whatnot, right? So I'm going to leave this area available for now, and we're then just starting with our first city district really here in this central area, by starting with the normal fields again. Now this is going to be a triple, even a quadruple road that we can have then here once we connect it with the trains later on. So I'm going to keep a bit of a distance to this road here, all the way up to this area probably. And this one will probably be a triple road with the ending over there. And then we just go right into the city and start building up our first houses. And as always, we're going to make a big blueprinted city first, because with that I can then assure that we will have enough room for ornaments and stuff like that as well, and also enough room in general. We could have some with the courtyard once again, and I could also go ahead with some where we do have an inner bigger courtyard of these blocks here then as well. And well, yeah, there we have our first basic city layout already. And yeah, we can actually make this one active. We also left a bit of room there for future service buildings. Let's go ahead and start with a tiny warehouse, really just tiny, and also our first saw pits and also lumberjack huts, right? To start producing then some timber. We can actually go ahead and build 3 of them right away. And with the 4th one, I'm still going to wait. These people, well, nobody's there to work at this point. Look at them all, well, all idle and really don't know what to do. There's no workers. 45 farmers we missed, so it is time to also bring in the cavalry, the workers, and with this it's tier 1 farmers, age of agriculture. We started. Let's just spend the last timber that we have on this, and with that, yeah, the first people now finally move into Knutas. Now, a bit after time, the first people move in. We got 38 people in Knuters, a quaint settlement for now. And as we also can see, our workforce problem is going down already. And what we can also see as a result from that is that my lumberjack huts and saw pits now take on their action and produce us some timber that is very much needed. Positive workforce we have. Let's just go ahead and build us the last one there right away. We can afford it at this point, and we can just really watch all of them and just enjoy the quietness before the storm. I just love the beginning of every Anno game. So right now it's all peaceful. Every island is still unlocked. We don't know what mysteries await us there. We don't even know where the NPCs are. We need to find everyone. Our diplomacy options are very limited at the moment, and so far it's just peaceful city building in its most basic foundation. Also, with 50 people, the first demand has been risen. That is the fish, and with that we should provide now some fisheries. Fortunately, we can afford the first one, and of course we're going ahead with the first fishery then as well. Let's just make a tiny connection there, and that's really it. And with that we do get our fish in. We could also then start ahead right away with getting a few more fisheries as a blueprint as always, so that we can get our better fish then up and running, whatever we need, right? With a bit of a K there, but a key, but that's really it. We will not need more fish than this in the foreseeable future. 3 tons of timber, that's actually quite a lot. My balance is at 160 negative. That means we lose 160 coin right now per minute. And in that case, we have 19,000 coin still left. So money is, of course, as always, a major problem in the beginning. Hooray, a bit of more timber is coming in. That means we can continue building more houses. So let's just continue with those guys here. This will further increase my workforce, my balance not that much. Well, with 100 people, we have unlocked the next production chains, which is the schnapps and the workcloth. So a new demand has been unlocked. Those two that we should provide ASAP. We still have a bit of timber. Let's just waste that timber on a few more buildings that we can build. And then I would like to go ahead with my first production chains. However, right now we do have this river here. And as we can see, that is 3,000 coin and I can't afford this. It looks like we have enough here, but we don't, because those production chains will cost me quite a bit. So the difficulty right now is that we will need to start with our tiny farms right here by the city center already, even though we can move them, of course, later on then as well. So I would like to go ahead here and start with my schnapps production that we have then rather close to my city. And also here by the cliffs, as usual, we do have our sheepies roaming around then as well. So those two are very important. This one here, we just needed to make sure, of course, that this is not affecting my lumberjack huts. It's not. And with that, we can have these farms then here for now. Later, we'll need to move them once I move then east of this or west of this river there, right? Right now, we cannot do this. 15 more timber. I would still like to invest this timber into a few more houses that we can level up. So there you go. Or that we can build, I should rather say, so that we also save up on a bit of workforce here that we're going to need very shortly now for my sheep farms. Balance-wise, we're still none the wiser. It's still looking really grim out there, but of course, with the first consumer goods coming in soon, we'll be looking at a better future. 150 people, that marks the unlock of the pub, as we have it now too. So I can start blueprinting my pub right into the city. The first one over there, and the second one then probably somewhere here for this district here, so that all of my houses here are being affected by the pub, so they can go out and drink something. As always, there is no real room or time or money for ornaments, so we're sticking with a basic city and we're going to beautify it then once we can afford it, and once I have also not that much time pressure anymore upon me. Perfect. Let's just wait it out a bit again. And with enough people moving in, we also have now leveled up to the first level really. With that, we get 97 influence and also, well, close to 200 people there. We got 32 timber. This actually is enough for us to build another warehouse that we can have right over there. And I would also quickly like to check that my consumption, it is at 1 per minute for the workcloth, a first consumer good that we need. And that means basically that one of them is enough right now to also fulfill the demand, as one of them is producing 2 per minute. There you go. And with that, we've also wasted our workforce once again to the next production, as a framework knitter actually requires 50 farmers, which is quite a lot. But it does look cute, so I guess that's fine. Let's also just have a quick look how it looks from the streets. The woolen smocks that we have, our first building, just beside the sheep farm, where also the wool production is now in full swing. And as always, my sheepies have a beautiful view right over the ocean, right where all the battles will be fought, the future battles then, of course. With the framework knitters, of course, our balance is tanking even harder. We do have the timber though, so I would like to go ahead also now to build a pub right over there. This will make my people happy again. We're pretty unhappy. Unhappiness causes riots. We certainly don't want that. Happy population is happy and works even harder than before. And there we got them in all their glory, as they're now enjoying a fine day here in Knutas. With the remaining timber, we can go ahead and continue with just building us a few more houses, like here and here. And with that, we also level up once more and also have 250 population now at hand. Balance-wise, we're still none the wiser. Very good. Finally, the workcloth is coming in. This is helping us a bit here with my balance, so -80, which is good. It's actually dropping even further now, or increasing to -50, -40, -30. We will probably not break even, but we're very close. So another step, alcohol. Who doesn't like alcohol? And my people certainly do. Let's go ahead with the first potato farm and also the first schnapps distillery right over there, producing us the potatoes that we need and making schnapps out of that, so potato schnapps. That is exactly what we need right now for an even happier population. Also, the first resident quest is popping up. Abby's a terrific firefighter. We don't have firefighters yet, so where is he firefighting? But he has a terrible habit of disappearing after his shift. Last time they found him passed out by the pub. And of course, we only have one pub, so it should be rather easy to find hubby. And he is singing and drinking and dancing right up there on the barrels. No problem for us. Let's pick him up and receive a reward. The boson, damage slowdown reduction for ships, but we could also sell this for a nifty profit at the trader. Now the timber is rolling. Not my coin yet, but I'm working on that. Let's continue with the next homes, all really close to the pub, so they profit directly then from a proper alcohol supply. As always, in the beginning we need to be really quick to rush towards our shipyard and building our first ship so that we can start exploration, and for all of that we should be able to upgrade the first farmers now soon. As we can see, the workload is in, the fish is in, and the market need has been fulfilled, and that meets all the requirements for the needs, and the happiness, the schnapps will be coming in soon, but for needs it's in there, so that means we should be able, there it is, upgrading our first people to workers.
You reached a new milestone.
And with that, the age of industrialization is upon us. Tier 2 buildings have been unlocked, looking of course much better than the farmer buildings. And also have higher needs as always, and we should work on that as soon as possible. There the first workers are moving in. The cool thing is about workers, they also pay more taxes, so the balance for the first time is positive. And now also, I think now, the schnapps is coming in, there it is, which is further improving our balance, even though not really that much yet. Let's quickly also check our consumption rates. With increased population, as we can see, we do have a balanced industry right now, so we are producing as much as we need, not any surplus though. That means I do need another fishery, because of course we want to have a surplus. I'm going to head with another potato farm and a schnapps distillery, and we're also going ahead with another sheep farm and another framework knitter. This, however, once again brings my balance down, for no apparent profit at the moment, other than that we can build more houses. And that's what I would like to do.
Where did you say you come from?
Alrighty, with the first workers moving in, it's also time to look at our worker industry that we have unlocked now with that. And the first one here would be the bricks, my latest construction material. The good thing is we have one clay deposit right here on our side of the river, no other though, from what I can see. So for the other clay deposits, we would really need to move over the river then. And what we can do though still is we can connect this one. It's a really cool location up there, by the way, with all the oil then that we have there too. And then we just go ahead once again, as always, and start building our warehouse, our clay pit, and 2 brick factories. However, we don't have the workforce yet to build them. And back I am with more upgrading so that we get this workforce. And we got 80 workers now and 120 farmers. As always, the more farmers we upgrade, the less farmer workforce we have. So the first juggling act already happens, as we need to juggle around our workforces. Timber is coming in at a steady pace right now, though not quickly enough yet for my taste. So I'm going ahead and we're going to have another lumberjack hut somewhere, over here with around, let's just see, 100% right over there. And also another saw pit or sawmill that we can have then right on its way to the trading post. As the population is once again rising, this time to 600, we are once again also almost positive on the balance. So I'm just waiting, there it is, though it's such a minor balance increase that we still don't really make any money right now, especially since that industry is costing. Next industry, the brick industry, as I said, and for that we are once again building the warehouse. 500 credits gone. We're going to build the clay pit, 500 credits gone, and we're going to build 2 brick factories, 500 credits each, gone. So that was already really expensive. Another 2000 credits are gone. And workforce we should also check out again. So let's upgrade a few more farmers there again to the workers. Another major milestone we happen already. So in the beginning, as you can see, milestones happen just from, well, every stone that you turn around. And we do have bricks in store. These bricks we're going to need then very soon for advanced industry. But let's just continue on, since timber is rolling in really quickly right now, by upgrading a few more people here to workers. And with that, also Knutas receives the Port Town city status that we have. And we are only 25 minutes into the game right now and already Port Town with the workers. I think this was rather quick, but I am just a total noob, so how should I know really? Let's continue with also building a few more farmers, since the farmer workforce is continuing to decline. Let's go ahead with those guys over there. They should still receive a proper coverage from the pop, and they are perfect. Consumption rates totally fine, so we can still continue with upgrading. And yeah, our balance also for the first time is at 100, so increasing. As more people are moving in, so is our timber. So once again, I would like to continue upgrading this whole block. We can do now too. And with that, we have now 180 workforce available. Population is going up to 700. As of course, with every worker building, also more people can move in. So more people live in worker houses, like 20 here, than in a normal farmer house for only 10 for each building. So also population, of course, goes up the more we upgrade. Let's also go ahead with a few more farmers over there. And then probably also these few people here still. There you go. And yeah, we have now the right amount of workforce so that we can continue with the next production chain. That leads me back to my sheep farms. Let's quickly check out our consumption rates. Still fine. What I would like to do now is building my sheep farm and my first sail maker. There you go, in all its glory, another 500 credits. And with this one here, we can finally now produce sails out of sheep wool. And this is a very nice or very important foundation for our ship building. Meanwhile, I continue upgrading more workers, and as we can see, we've also unlocked the sailing shipyard with that. Finally, 20 tons of timber, 25 tons of bricks, and 10,000 credits we would need to pay for this one here. And then, well, we could start building our own ships. Let's go ahead and have this sailmaker or this shipyard in a proper location right over there for now. Righto. And also, what I will need to do with this, I need to speed up my brick production. The newspaper guy also says hello, so propaganda is possible and soon. And of course, we're going to use propaganda again. We have a pretty happy population of workers right now. That means I can exploit them a bit by increasing their productivity by 50% each for the clay pit and for the brick factories, leading to a minor happy worker population right now, but still happy nonetheless. Level 2, we also arrived, a bit more influence coming in, and the farmer asks me to build a few pig farms or a few silos for the pig farms. I don't even have pig farms, so I'm not going to bother one bit. Production is still fine, though I should probably work on upgrading my industry. We are at 200 on the balance. I would really theoretically just wait now, before we continue. So I would like to just wait for the bricks to come in so that we can build the shipyard. However, I'm very impatient. So we're going to continue with getting us a few more farmers in with the timber that we have right now. This means a bit more cash that we can then also handle. The workers also start with the first quest, hooray! So my mates want to see who's strong, and turns out I won. But I may or may not need bricks to... What? You need bricks? And he needs 6 tons of bricks to give me what exactly? Can we please see this one? Before I can click on that, we need to look at the newspaper, and yeah, we do start with 2 propaganda missions there right now. However, as we can see, we do got 2 good newspapers already, so the new company takes root, and also the mission is successful, that we are a good Samaritan. Now over there, I can still add my consumerism, so spend please, 5% more income, I'll take this. So that my balance is still increasing. Before we go with you, before I spend this amount... Unfortunately, the reward is random, so I don't really know what we get out of that. We produce 3 bricks per minute right now, so those 6 tons means 2 minutes of game time that we would lose with that. I think this is acceptable for the proper or for the potential high reward that we get out of this. And a ventilator, 6,400 credits worth. Or we equip it in the mines and quarries for workforce reduction. That was actually a good deal, because this will be a nice boost once we start with our ships getting out there. So the bosun and the ventilator each reach 6,000 credits. That's already 12,000 credits that we could get out of that if I get my ships out, right? So of course we still need to wait a bit longer now because of my bricks. However, we can continue with the farmer population. Let's go ahead and build all of this this whole row there as well, and these guys here. However, I will also need to increase my schnapps production once more, and I will need to increase my framework knitter production once more, and also definitely my fish farms. Once again, timber is increasing really quickly, so we're at the cap of 75 tons soon. I will need to spend it. Let's spend it on a few more houses and probably also my next marketplace right over there. Then we're still well above 10,000, so the shipyard is still possible. Let's also have a few more homes here, and there's then already my pub blueprint already as well. And yeah, let's also upgrade a few more people to workers. Those guys here and those guys here, and perhaps also another few here. Perfect. That means that we have enough workers again. The population is 1,100 and the income is at 500 balance right now. So actually not that bad, but of course the high cost buildings still are incoming. Oh, it's also starting to rain. But that should not hinder us at World Domination. Since I always like to strike a balance between beauty building and challenge and military combat, we are also going to dive into the city from time to time with quick looks around, just as a daily life continues here. People are going around with their donkeys, enjoying the weather, or also just people drinking at the local pub until their unconsciousness. While we're babbling around, level 4, perfect, that means a bit more influence again. And we're at 25 bricks. Yep, that's right. We have arrived at the milestone for the shipyard. Let's go ahead and build it. Oh, yes, there you go. And with that, we can already build the first ship, which is the schooner. We have the materials, 20 tons of timber it is, and 10 tons of sails that we are producing now as well. Let's get the schooner out there. It's going to take a while before construction has finished. As we can see, the schooner is appearing now and is going to be constructed. However, that shipyard was really expensive, 10,000 credits, and it's also costing us 100 on the balance and 100 workers. So as long as it's active, we are having a deep dive in the economy there, but we can afford it. That's at least something. 18 tons of timber in again. That means I can continue with upgrading more people. We have 220 farmers, so yeah, let's continue with actually getting more workers in. And with that, a few more buildings have been unlocked. Well, you might not notice it with all these brick buildings, but even brick buildings can catch fire. And as always, I usually forget it. This time though, nope. We have the fire station unlocked, 4 tons of timber it costs and a bit of credits. And I would like to start building my first fire stations. So we can have the first one squeezed in just here or over there, or also rather over there, so we can catch a bit of the city with it, and also my distilleries and also my farms over there, right? So that, as we can see, that fire station is reaching all of them. Let's make the connection here. And I could still add a couple of potato farms in here as well that I could squeeze in just fine. And it would douse the flames, and also all the way up to this point there. One fire station, very powerful. Let's make the connection here, and then it can go even further. Well, my street layout does look a bit messy right now, but I promise you it all has a system. Definitely. Hooray, another 10 tons of timber. We can finally continue with the alcohol distribution. That means my pub is out and running. Let's also have a few more people then close to this pub. As wherever the pub is and wherever people are, the streets are the safest. Oh, and that is a beautiful view right down there to the harbor area. Once again, we have a beautiful island here that has a hill, right, or that is pretty hilly. We also have, of course, big mountains, as we can see, but the hilliness is always a nice thing because you can just walk around the city so nicely and enjoy the views. And yes, after a bit of time, we have our first ship out and running. Regent, it's called a majestic little schooner with the banner of the cat as always. And let's just take our schooner right to the main harbor. No, actually, let's not do this. Let's start exploration before I go crazy. We are rather in the center of the whole map, which could be an advantage, it could also be a tremendous disadvantage. Depends on where the AI opponents are, of course. And let's just quickly look around. Let's go for the western end first, because right over there we see some big islands. There is already another one here. So we're going to sail right over there. Then we're going to sail to this island over there as well. And my schooner, in all its glory, beautiful weather we have right now. Or today, I should say. The wind is howling and my ship is sailing. And there is the first island. Oh, a rather small one. We do have some coal deposit, zinc deposit on it as well. Some fir, grain and grape. Fir would probably be the only thing here that matters to us. The other one's not that much. It is a low priority island there for sure. Let's continue onwards to this one there. And I think it is the last island on the western side of the map. Yep, it is. So that we can then continue up to the north, because there's lots of islands here in the north. And I hope that we find all the neutral traders as soon as possible. While the ship is sailing, we should not neglect our own city. Now, timber is rolling in. Let's continue with upgrading a few more people to workers. This, of course, will strike an imbalance once again here. So, schnapps is something that we need to reinforce. Another potato farm and another schnapps distillery over there. I could still continue then with a few more potato or schnapps distilleries here as well. And if you ask why I do leave some roads here in between, well, fire protection, as I know fire spreads rather quickly on a higher difficulty level. Trust me, I do have some experience with fires. Meanwhile, my ship continues with the beautiful glorified exploration. Oh, and we found the first NPC. Oh, the first actually opponent, not NPC, the opponent. And let's just have a quick look at this island here. It's far on the western side. Hops, red pepper and fir. We do have red pepper ourselves, right? We do have red pepper. This one here has fir, red pepper and hops. Hops for beer, really important. Raw material wise, it's not that great. 2 coal deposits, 2 copper deposits, 1 iron only, and 1 clay only. But the space is pretty impressive. That's a good one. Carl, there he is, my first opponent. We'll just see how aggressive he is. And he's already building up a beautiful city there. This actually almost looked Asian. But no, he's building a Christmas market. Not totally within the season, but okay, Carl, you can do whatever you want with your town. As he's starting to build up his economy over there. We continue, of course, with our schooner. He's very close, by the way, I just noticed, to my main island, yes. So we're just here within the throw of a stone. Very short distance there to his island. Going to be interesting for sure. And then right over there, we got some more islands that we can still explore.
Sweet as honey.
Meanwhile, we happily continue with upgrading our town. A few more workers over there and also a few more farmers that we can add. These farmers are very close to my pub and my market space, so we should definitely build them here as well to completely profit from their happiness. And there is a copper deposit here that I'm going to leave available for now, of course, as we're going to need this one later down the road. A few more people. Let's go ahead. As the core city is growing. Oh, and there we've also found the next opponent. What? He's right next to Carl. And there his island is popping up. Alright. He's got a beautiful cathedral or church there already. Or I guess it's his own palace. And he continues happily building here. Already is at workers as well. But of course, I expected nothing less from these opponents. Another new island has been discovered. This is exciting. Juicy islands waiting for colonization. I would, because I'm pretty sure there is an NPC trader. I would like to get my ship over there. It's very close, actually. So let's do this. While we have a look at this island here, no fur, no hops. Unfortunately, it has the same fertility as our main island. Raw material wise, it would be fine, but it's definitely also only a B-class island, what I would call it. This one here is an A-class. Might even be S-tier class. Yeah, it could be either way. We definitely do need the resources on board. There is definitely a trader here. Come on, find him. Let's also continue with my city Knuders. So let's have more farmers, right? Here. And over there as well. How is it looking with my consumption? Workload is now negative. So also, once again, the last sheep farm that we can build for now, and the framework knitter right away. And yeah, it really doesn't take long to find the prison. Eli Bleakworth introduces himself on his beautiful prison island. Very far away from us, and the problem here too is that two major islands are in between us. So the Admiral actually has his main harbor looking towards the channel, right? So this is the main channel here that we have that leads then right back to my main harbor. Oh, wait a second, I'm lost. Over here, there is my main harbor area, right? And we go up then, and we follow this channel all the way up here north to Eli. And also now what we can see here is Archie. Finally we got that bastard, and he's got steel beams in stock. Let's purchase them. Very, very important that we get our first steel beams out there. We have 7,000 credits, and that's what I saved my money on. Steel beams are very hard to produce, especially early on. So I would like to get it. And 8 tons exactly. That is 1,000 credits. And let's get back home with that. Actually, let's not get back home with that. I think we rather will just go for... Yeah, let's get back home with it for now. And let's also continue with the next schooner production. How much would the bricks cost me? 20 tons would cost me 1,000. We do have 30 tons available right now. I could speed up my economy with that a bit by starting with my pig farms earlier. Nah, let's not do this. Let's just go for the steel beams for now. Let's get back home. Also wait for my schooner to build my second one. And we continue then happily here with my building. So that means probably a few more farmers over there. The ones that I wanted to have. And look at that. We do have just the happiest population ever. 36 plus on the farmers, 14 plus on the workers. These people, we can really exploit them with that happiness. Production is now exactly equal, so I will not expand my population by that much more. 1,500 we have, balance 700, though of course this will drop rather soon. We have 7,000 credits, so I'm tempted to build my bridge, but I'm waiting for my ship to return. Then we stock it, and then I'm rushing for this island here, and I hope I can make this one on time, because this island would be a nice boost to us. Also, it is a pretty well looking island there too for second settlement. And we'll just see if we can make this jump before the AI does. I hope you enjoyed this one. Off to a good start. Stay tuned.